Hey everyone, it's Burton and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be trying a new game which has been classified as somewhat like XCOM in the Wild Wild West. It's called Hard West. It's a game available on Steam now. Go and check it out. I've already played through a level or two and I'm really enjoying it so far. So what we're going to do is jump straight in at the beginning and I'll show you guys what this is all about. So as you can see, hard times here. Episodic adventure. I'm going to restart it. I'm up to 63% on that one, as you can see, but we're going to restart it for the sake of this. So my journey on the Oregon Trail is halted by the harsh realities of the West. My temporary solace in the gold trade, but bad times are just around the corner. Soon you'll be forced to make choices that will shape your destiny forever. Okay, so we've got a couple of options now. So we can either go for smaller challenge, a challenge but fair, or painful. I don't know how in depth it's going to go difficulty wise. I've found it fairly competitive on this, so we're going to stick with this for now. So we've got optional modes. We can either turn combat injuries on, so your character gains debuffs when badly damaged, but over time they go stronger for the experience, and is Iron Man. So if a critical character is killed, you'll have to start the scenario from scratch. I think we'll just leave it as it is. Let's jump on in.
The Old West was a hard place. The only thing in abundance was poverty and firearms. Combine alcohol and hopelessness with greed, envy, lust, and pride, and death is often the result. Crude cabins stood alone in the wilderness, cut off from the outside world. People knew to mind their own business, but isolated, they grew ignorant and superstitious. Some said the devil walked the earth, said lost souls haunted and possessed the living, pushing them past the edge of sanity. In this harsh and dangerous country, no one had it easy, including your family. You were 6 years old when you traveled the Oregon Trail with your mother and father. Food was scarce, and your father, despite being a fine tracker and a crack shot, failed to find any game. It was as if every animal on the trail was spooked by some evil force. Your old man found a small village and tried to trade equipment for food, but this village was overrun by outlaws. They took your mother and decided to trade you and your father to white slavers. But he managed to break free, told you to hide, and set out to save her.
Right, so we've got a nice bit of backstory there. So it looks like my father and I are setting out to see what we can do. So they took my mother away. Could father still save her? So this is going to act as the tutorial for this. Now the good thing about the tutorial, as they say, is it is short and it does tell you everything that you need to know for now. So we're going to do it. So the Hard West is turn-based. I start. So first things first. In your mission, your father must rescue your mother, who's been kidnapped by evil men. Okay. Now I can only move within the range indicated, so that is this range, as you can see all the way here. So it's already picked it, predetermined it. We're going to go and just go straight over to where they're telling us to. Now as we can see here, cover is indicated by shield icon, so you can see the shield right here. So always try and stay in cover. There is half cover and full cover provides the best protection. Oh, excellent. Right, okay. Now I've detected an enemy. All characters marked with a red shield icon, which you can see over the head, are marked as enemies. Brilliant. So they're your enemies. Now the enemy is clearly out of cover, so my shot is very effective. So we can head down here to where it's telling us to. So we've got a 70% chance of doing this. Potential damage is going to be 4. He's currently in no cover as well. Now you can see his max is only 2, so if we manage to hit him he's dead. So let's have a look. There we go, so most actions require action points. Each character starts combat with 2 action points. Shooting typically uses all remaining action points. When all of your characters are out of APs, the enemy's turn starts. So effectively, that's just saying move before you shoot, because as soon as you shoot it, that's pretty much it. So let's continue that. Ah, right, so we've got a miss. Now each character has a certain amount of luck, which is indicated on the green health bar. High luck protects you from enemy shots, but when they miss, luck is depleted. That's fine. So as you can see, that's down here. I'm currently 60 out of 100. He's already taken a shot, so I've already lost something. So the enemy is currently in cover where it comes to this tree. So what we need to do is bypass their protection by flanking them. And for the tutorial, it's already told you exactly where to go, just so you get the hang of it. So now we're in a much better position. You can see my action point has gone down to 1 now. So now we've only got to shoot left. His maximum is 2. Our damage is potentially 4. Our chance hit is 100%, so this guy is dead to rights. Nice. I love the style of this game as well. And we mustn't forget, we do always need to reload also. So reloads the active weapon with 2 rounds, that's fine. And that takes up 1 of the action points. So we still have a move action point. Now this is something I really like about the game. It's pretty much, if it's in broad daylight, you can actually spot the shadows of your enemies. So you can even shoot them if it's unobstructed line of fire. Some materials like cloth or foliage can be shot through, maybe even a tent. So we see where he is right now. Now, potentially, we can just shoot straight away. We have 60%, so let's give it a go. Now bear in mind, once the game starts, things will not be that easy. Oh, this guy's taking shots at me. So I've run out of luck and now I'm bound to be shot. I must take better cover. So this is an interesting thing here. As you can see, you've got the shield icons where you're actually in cover. But in some places like this, you'll get an indication and it allows you to make half cover into full cover, which I actually like a lot. So as you can see, slightly better cover for me. Oh, I say that just as I get hit. So as you can see, my hit points are 7 out of 8, and I think now it's time for me to have a look. Now I've got several abilities. This one is called fanning, so it's just going to allow me to shoot a few more times. So 3 shots with 20% aim penalty. So chance to hit 29% now with a damage of 1. If you ever want more information, you can always go into this. You can see exactly how it's made up. So the fanning penalty actually decreases, but my character aim's not too bad. Distance, we're close enough to get a buff on that. And then in full cover, yeah. So it shows how good it is for you to be in the best position possible. Okay, so you're just taking care of him. It's time to get on in.
She was nowhere to be found. He saw the box. What was in it?
So this person is doing the narration. Keep an eye out what this person's name is, because things get very interesting.
The simple wooden box contained a head. Your mother's head. Afterwards, your father found one of the gunmen still alive. The dying man rambled on about some unholy obligation, about promises made by the devil himself, and the rewards they would find in hell.
So that's that mission complete, and you get a bit of an idea on what's going to happen. So it does have a lot of elements that appear in the XCOM series, but what I'm interested in is not only is it going to be a western, there's actually going to be something to do with the occult, the devil. I've not come across any of it yet, so I'm excited to find out. So far the artwork and style I actually really like a lot. If only your prospecting was lucky enough you could get on the Oregon Trail again. Oh, okay.
You and your father were alive, but all your supplies were destroyed. No way you'd make it to Oregon now. Your father decided to stay put and build a life right there. Many years passed, and you grew up. You became a man.
So after the fight, the two of you took over the ruined railway company buildings and tried your hand at farming. The soil was dry and the land dangerous. I spent 10 long years stretching out an existence from the dirt. Now that I'm grown, I figured the two of you should try for the Oregon again. It's what Mother would have wanted. Gold. Who would have thought they'd find it here? And just when you needed cash for your journey, time to strike it rich and get out of town before the outlaws and madmen show up. They always do. So the masked man controls all of the gold mining. His henchmen sold you a license to let you run 9 prospecting operations. So this is somewhat interesting here. So as we're looking about the map, we can see we have additional settlements or additional places pop up on the map itself. Now we have 9 chances to actually go for gold. Now currently we don't have that many areas. We're going to start in Ugly Ditch and we're going to show you exactly what the options are. Everyone said there was place of gold down in the ditch, but most of it was buried deep under the hard rock. So obviously you've got the gold towards the top where you would rinse the gold. Normally you would see it in the pans. That's going to cost us 15, that's the only one we can afford. We've only got 35 gold right now. After that, what you could potentially do, excavate for deeper gold, which costs you 40. And then if that's no good, you can start actually going into the hard rock itself, trying to break into the rock, see if there's a vein of gold inside it, and that costs 100. We can't do anything. And you also have an additional option for unconventional extraction methods. That's going to cost more money. You have to get yourself some equipment for that. So we're going to go ahead and rinse the place of gold. So prospecting cost me 15 gold and I've gained 31 total, so 16 profit. That's not too bad. So I'm on 51. So now we have the option to excavate to deeper gold, which I'm going to do for $40. Now that's not done too well for us. It's 40 gold, it's gained us 42, so we've made $2 off of that. Not very good at all. So we're going to leave this one here and we're going to head on over to our neighbour's house. It looked like the nearby farmhouse was inhabited. He paid them a visit and they turned out to be kind people. You exchanged pleasantries and the customary promises to help one another. More importantly, you met Florence, their beautiful, kind-hearted daughter. All you exchanged were a few glances, but you found yourself smitten. Not interested in prospecting themselves, the neighbours tipped you off about a couple of promising spots. Now when they say a couple...
From the day you first laid eyes on Florence, she was all you could think about. It wasn't just desire that she inspired in you. It was the way she saw the best in you, the way she made you feel.
Yeah, thanks for interrupting me there. They have a couple of good places, so we're gonna head on over. I think we'll go to Prospector's Camp. Whenever you see things like this, hopefully we'll be able to get some training. We don't have enough money for any of this. So prospectors led by Alexander Kane have been collecting gold using rinsing pans. Kane has vast knowledge of placer gold retrieving techniques. So placer gold was the level 1. So we're going to leave that, nothing we can do there. We'll head on over to the collapse mine, see if we can do anything. You've heard about this place, a rich mine that collapsed years ago on top of a bunch of miners burying them alive. Their wives and children still decorate the entrance with flowers. It looked like you could squeeze in, maybe get some of that gold they found. It might not have been the smartest thing to do, but I got in. As you reach the first opening, you find a skeleton with its legs crushed under a boulder. You wondered if he bled out before he died of thirst. His shirt, though stained, was intact and of very good quality. So as you can see, I had a little pop up there. I've actually got myself a bloody shirt and we'll show you what these things actually do in a moment. So I'm going to push on, go a little bit deeper. So we're actually gaining gold, which is good, and we've got some sturdy shoes. The next cavern was cramped and full of stale air. You found a little gold, but not much. We're going to risk it. We're going to push on in. Hopefully I don't get injured. Wounded and weary, I eventually reached the end of the furthest tunnel, and there inside a massive stash of gold. The air must have poisoned me, because as it went to pick it up, I hallucinated a tall man in a suit, smiling and smoking. As I turned to leave, he said, "Just so we're clear, that's mine, but you can borrow it for a while." It was all too much. I had to head back to the surface. So I've just got myself a total 422 gold, great. As I've inched my way back to the sunlight, I've heard a low rumbling all around me. I hurried, hands trembling, heavy drops of sweat rolling down my face. You had just emerged, blinking into sunlight, when the mine collapsed behind you. So I'm liking the feel of this already. So who was the man who I saw? Whose gold is this? Let's head over to Prospector's Camp and let's get ourselves some training now we can afford it. I think we're going to go for the best training. So as you can see down here, we're now at 1.75, so that 75% has been added onto that for our first level of prospecting. Now we're going to head over to, let's try Damp Mine. The mine looked like hard rock depths were still untouched. There was probably gold down there. Well, we're going to try what we've just trained on. So we've gained 13 profit. That was better than we've done before. We're going to keep going. Deeper golds costing, so hard rock depths. Maybe we should just go for hard rock gold then. Let's try that. Oh, got $106 off of that one. Brilliant. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to bother with that. What else have we got? Ford's Shaft. Okay. The shaft has been thoroughly explored in the hard rock depth, but not much apart from that. So that's saying, let's avoid that one. Let's try the rinser. We got 39 off of that. That's really good for our first level. And we'll try deeper. Oh, we got 42. Brilliant. Inevitably, news about the gold spread. Overnight, several nearby homesteads and settlements were raided. Father worried you wouldn't make it on your own. He figured you need protection. You disagreed, but went along with his decision for the last time. It's very foreboding, this. So now we've got a couple of options. There's the trade outpost, which we'll have a quick look at. So trade outpost is actually quite handy. We can pick up a couple of things. You can get all of these that add perks to you. Sturdy shoes. We'll go a bit more into this in a moment, but just wanted to give you a bit of an overview here. Speaking of overviews, this is the character screen. Now, so here's my father, and we're just going to show you a few things. So obviously in the inventory we've got a couple of things. There's the bloodstained shirt we talked about before, so it's almost new, stained with blood, little here and there, protects from crippling injuries. So I think that's actually not too bad at all. In fact, I'm actually going to equip that. What's this? Oh, so we have a relic as well. Has soothing effects on all witnessing their mindless destruction. Grants healing over time within a radius. I'm not going to bother with that. Sturdy shoes. I think we'll go ahead and give that to Warren. The sturdy shoes improves your movement by 4. I'm going to leave the relic for now. I'm just going to have a look at the weapons. So I've got a 6 shooter here. So you can see the range is short. Damage is on 4, ammunition is 6. So not too bad. And we've got another 6 shooter. Now here's something I'm actually really impressed about here. So we have a chance to add perks to our characters, and they've done it quite smartly using the card system itself. So for example, right now we have the Queen of Hearts, and that's going to give the ability which is Disguise. It's also going to increase our movement. So because we've already given the shoes, we're going to give that to Warren. Now say for example we get another card unlocked, and that's also going to be a Queen. Ideally we would want to put it with Warren because we would get an additional bonus because you can make up poker hands. So you can have a pair, you can have 3 of a kind, flush, royal flush. All of these will give you additional bonuses, and that's a really good way to manage this system. So for the other one we've got 10 of spades, which is a ricochet plus 5 on aim. Okay, we'll give that to father. And pretty much that's the guys set up. So we'll need to head over here now, and we'll need to ask the crime lord for protection. So the Mexican said he'd help if I split my gold money with him. He left you a bunch of guns and some empty blessings, and a promise to send Vaquero to help out. So we've had a new character join us. He's joined the posse. He's called Cheech. New locations have become available. Oh, we've actually got some new guns. Let's have a look at these. So the Navy gun is short 5 and 5. I actually prefer the 6-shooter, but the repeater rifle I like, so I'm going to give that to Father because we've been increasing his aim. Let's have a look at Cheech. He's got a sawn-off Cobra, and he's got a Western rifle. Well, the Western rifle I'm going to take away from you. I'll give you a Navy gun. I just want my guys to have rifles. I think that's fine. Okay, so what is it actually opened up? So we've got Crossroads. Let's have a look at Crossroads. What do we do here? Some folks said that just before sunrise there was an electric feeling out on the packed turf of the Crossroads. The kind that makes your hair stand on end and sends shivers down your spine. Some swore they met a man there, well dressed, well spoken, who offered them a tempting deal. He can make you powerful in return for just a piece of yourself. Oh. I'm going to say no for now. The man smiled, tipped his hat, then turned on his heel as he left the Crossroads. After a few steps he disappeared, though the night was crisp and clear. Wow, that was strange. Let's go to the orchard. Is this food? The man's eyes had been sewn shut with crude swine. He sat perfectly still, his gun in his holster, his stash on the ground close to you. For minutes he didn't make the slightest noise, then uttered a single slow sniff. He could have grabbed his stuff and made a run for it, but then there was that gun. His eyes have been sewn shut. I'm just gonna greet him simply and respectfully. Nodding, he blessed you. Wow. Right, we're gonna need to get back to the homestead, and I think we're gonna have to defend it, but that's gonna be something for the next episode, so hopefully you've enjoyed something a little bit new. Feel free to leave some comments and the next episode will be up soon. Thank you.